there are nearly 50 distinct alcoholic beverages and as many non-alcoholic beverages collectively found in several ancient texts put together. Hues and tints, infusing milk and water with flowers. In South India, Panakam or Panagam is made even today as offerings, passions and desires. Sri Lankan Polsambol, or the Middle Eastern Zata'ar or Dukkha, joys and delight. It was also common to preserve vegetables in vinegar. The different feelings or states of being that get evoked when one is in love. Active engagement and interactivity is key to the Chatushashti Kala or the 64 ancient Indian art. And it is this aspect that makes them creative rituals instead of just art as we know of art in the contemporary context. And Asvadyakala, in my opinion, is the most engaging of all the 64 kala because of how it involves all of our senses. Asvadyakala, as we got acquainted with it in our last kala, is the kala that can be tasted. Swad means taste and asvadya means that which can be tasted. And in our last kala, we explored the first under this category. Asvadyakala is a category, and under the category of Asvadyakala, we explored the first one, which was the Vichitra Shaka Yusha Bhakshya Vikara Kriya. And this kala that you're going to now explore is the second under this category of kala that can be tasted. And this one is called Panaka, Rasa, Raga, Asava, Yojana. Panaka is a fresh, cooling, flavored beverage. Rasa is essence or extract. We had gotten acquainted with the word rasa in one of our previous episodes, the one on creativity. But of course, that was in a slightly different context. Raga in this context means flavors or flavor enhancers or stimulants. Asava is a fermented alcoholic beverage. And Yojana means ideation, curation, or in this context, it means preparation. When we discussed the Pakadarpanam by Nala, we did touch upon this kala, especially when we talked about infusing milk and water with flowers or adding fruit pulp, fruit extract to milk mixed with sugar. We also looked at how food was categorized into Bhakshya, Bhojya, Lehya, Choshya and Peya. Now, although in essence this kala means the kala of preparing uncooked food, in the traditional sense, it only covers three of the categories of food, that is Lehya, Choshya and Peya, and traditionally deals with uncooked liquid and semi-liquid food. Peya is of two kinds, cooked and uncooked. Cooked Peya, as we saw in the last kala, is called Yusha. Uncooked Peya is again of two kinds, fresh or unfermented, and two, fermented. Unfermented Peya can further be categorized into two, water-based or non-water-based. Panaka is a water-based beverage that is typically had on a hot day to cool off. Juices and mocktails can very well be categorized as Panaka. Typically, to prepare Panaka, a syrup is made which is then diluted with water. The different ingredients that would go into making the syrup for the Panaka would be fruits, flowers, aromatics, roots and sweeteners if needed. In South India, Panakam or Panagam is made even today as offerings and on special occasions and festivals, and which is made of jaggery, tamarind, lemon juice, ginger juice or ginger powder infused with cardamom and camphor. second kind of unfermented peya. Extracts of fruits like palm fruit, mango, plantain, banana, lemon, that which is not water based. It could include fruit pulps like amras or sugarcane juice, which is had as is and not diluted with water. We can also include the syrups that is used to make those panakams under Rasa, syrups that have not been diluted with water but can be prepared and preserved to be used as mixers later. Fermented peya is where concoctions are left to sit in warm temperatures over a few days for them to ferment and become sour. Examples of fermented peya would be vinegar, sour buttermilk, cooked rice that has been soaked in water overnight, kanji, and even kombucha. The Sanskrit word Raga has several connotations, including colors or the act of coloring or dyeing, hues and tints, joys and delight, passions and desires, the different feelings or states of being that get evoked when one is in love. And of course, in the Indian classical music, a raga is a set of notes, a fixed set of notes or a melodic structure that produces a certain tune. Be it the hues and tones or the musical ragas, all of them affect us viscerally. Similarly, the raga in this kala is layered to stimulate all of our senses simultaneously. Sweet, salt, sour, astringent, and occasionally a tinge of bitterness and pungency as well. In short, they are the flavor bombs that make us fall in love with food. We also know them as condiments. Raga is of three kinds: legya, dravya, and churna. Legya could be pickles, sauce, jam, jelly, etc., that which can be spread. We saw this in the previous kala as well. It was also common to preserve vegetables in vinegar, as well as make instant pickles by adding salt and pepper and a little bit of lemon juice to onions or raw mango. Dravya. Legya, when diluted, can become dravya. All kinds of dips and chutneys will fall under the category of dravya. Churna or powder. This could be simple seasoning like pepper, or a mixed spice powder like chaat masala, or a herb, spice and lentil or seed mix that is roasted and ground like the South Indian molaga pudi or chutney powders, or the Sri Lankan kol sambol, or the Middle Eastern za'atar or dukkha. Asava. Asava, in the context of this kala, means fermented alcoholic beverages. Asava could also mean distillation, so it could be a term used to particularly refer to spirits or liquor that has undergone the process of distillation. Asava is also a term used for wines and liqueurs. In Ayurveda, it is a term used for fermented infusions that contain 5 to 10% of alcohol that is formed naturally due to the fermentation process. Consumption of alcohol was prevalent during ancient times. Certain consumptions were considered sacred and were part of rituals and ritual offerings, including healing rituals. Some consumptions happened because they were prescribed as medicines. Otherwise, of course, it was consumed for intoxication, pleasure, and enjoyment. Now, while all texts talk about these alcoholic beverages and they give detailed ways of preparing them, they also have a note that talks about the ill effects of overconsumption of alcohol. All of the texts strongly advise that alcohol consumption should be done very mindfully. Fascinating fact. Did you know that there are nearly 50 distinct alcoholic beverages and as many non-alcoholic beverages collectively found in several ancient texts put together? This kala is about preparing uncooked food, then I'm sure you might be wondering whatever happened to salads. Now, all the vegetables that go into making a salad, as we know of a salad today, are not vegetables that were native to the Indian subcontinent. All of these vegetables eventually, much later, found their way through invasions or settlements from people who were not native to the Indian subcontinent. The only exception would be instant pickles and pickles made by preserving vegetables in vinegar. Instant pickles would mean onions or raw mangoes that were finely chopped and were seasoned with salt, pepper and generous amount of lemon juice. Lemon juice was also used as a preservative and a pickling solution where roots like ginger root, turmeric root and fresh green pepper. When I say green pepper, I don't mean bell pepper, I mean the fresh green peppercorns before they turn black. So fresh green peppercorns, ginger root, turmeric root were all preserved in just pure lime juice or lemon juice. Ginger root and radish were chewed after a meal as digestives. On that note, how can I not talk about betel leaves, one of the earliest known mouth fresheners? Chewing of betel quid or tambula, or what is popularly known as pan, is a fascinating ritual in itself. We find the earliest mention of betel leaves in Pali and Sanskrit.